Well, good afternoon. It's not afternoon. Good evening, basketball fans, from the Stroud Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Montana Western. Frontier Conference basketball, and what could be a very, very interesting game as the number 10th ranked Montana Tech Orediggers come to town to face the Montana Western Bulldogs. Orediggers 12-1 overall, but you know their seeding for number one is not automatic.
No.
Is not automatic. And the Bulldogs 5-8. Now they're just juggling for position. And Mike, how about today's starting lineups?
Okay, starting for Montana Tech, as Wally said, they are 12-1 atop the Frontier Conference. Coach Adam Hyatt in his 8th season. Number 1, Asa Williams, 6'6" junior forward from Salon, Ohio. He's going to start. Number 3, Sean Dixon, a 6-foot junior guard from Billings, Montana. Number 10, Caleb Belich, a 6'7" junior from Manhattan Christian, Manhattan, Montana. Number 11, Hayden Deacons, is a 6'6" sophomore forward out of Geraldine, Montana, although we played high school basketball at Fort Benton. And number 42, 6'7", Michael York from Idaho Falls. Coach Hyatt is assisted by Tyler Miller, Montana Western graduate.
Well, I like his connection to Betty Barnes, too.
Yes, and to Betty Barnes. So for the Montana Western Bulldogs, they're sitting 5-8 with Pat Jensen in his first year. Number 1, Jalen Stepney, is a 6'3" junior guard out of Seattle, Washington. Number 11, Kevin Bethel, is a 6'2" junior guard out of Los Angeles, California. Number 12, Abby Adedo, is a 6'6" junior from London, England. Number 20, senior Michael Haverfield's a 6'4" forward from Dillon. And number 24, also a senior, 6'7" post player Grayson Nelson out of Firth, Idaho.
Well, and here's our officials for tonight's game. Brian Jarrell. I've noticed that they don't put their hometowns anymore. They just write their names down, and we're not even sure if they're the correct names.
Yeah, but we don't check them. We don't have IDs.
Brian Jarrell, Tyler Phillips, and C.J. Evans will be handling the crew.
And I believe this could be a very fast-paced game.
Well, you know, we always wonder who is watching us and listening to us. I got a text from former Bulldog mom and dad, Ruben and Deb Fink, who are languishing in that terrible weather in Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
And watching tonight. And thanks, you guys, for sending the very, very nice note.
Their sons were really fine basketball players. The left-handed one. And, of course, they were favorites of Coach Steve Keller. Grant's career was probably cut short a little bit because of the injuries, but
well, the Orediggers being introduced right now. Caleb Belich. And he's not the conference's leading scorer.
No, but he was the player of the year last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, and the preseason player of the year this year.
And it just might be.
And, you know, you get those basketball players that come along and that are just fun to watch, and he's one of them. He, you know, his three-point shooting has dropped off a little bit. When they were here the last time, he led the conference in three-point shooting. I believe he's still in the top 5, but he's not at the top anymore.
And his younger sister plays basketball for Montana Western.
Yes.
Well, if you joined us earlier today, you saw the Montana Western Bulldogs win their women's game, number 73-63 over Montana Tech. Jordan Sweeney had 23 points for the Dogs. Janelle Momberg had 20, and Shani Mack had 18. But for Montana Tech, they had 4 players in double figures. Liv Wongeren had 13. Excuse me. And 3 other players, Brooklyn Hanquist, Aubrey Wademaker, and Chalice Westwater, each had 11 points. The Bulldogs, though, they shot 54% from the three-point line.
A lot more accurate than they were the first or the second time when Montana Tech made their first appearance in the Stroud Gym.
I just don't think the officials toss the ball up high enough anymore. That ball gets tapped on the way up. Of course, they only do it once a game. It's not like.
Well, remember those days when every time there was a tie-up, they'd have a jump ball?
Yes.
Wow. That was a quick whistle.
Jalen Stepney.
He got into foul trouble last Thursday against MSU Northern. Asa Williams' shot is up and no good. And Kevin Bethel clears the boards for the Bulldogs. Nielsen works his way in, loses the ball, then gets it back, loses it again, and then finally, Ordigger's clear. Nobody scored yet, and we're almost a minute into the game. Muir has it, and I'm not sure what that was called.
I think he expected to be fouled, and the Bulldogs kind of slid away, just kind of tossed that thing up.
So we've played a minute, and no basket yet.
Nice drive to the basket, though, by Bethel.
Just didn't finish. Here come the Ordiggers. Three-point shot is up and no good, and rebound to the Jalen Stepney. Adado misses an easy one. Ordigger's clear, and we're still scoreless. Belich moves in and misses a shot.
We're pitching a shutout.
Yeah. It's not even, spring training did start.
And I expected this to be a fast-paced, high-scoring game. This Montana Tech team is so very, very capable. Oh, look at this.
Nielsen, nice move. Was he fouled by Deakins?
It's
who happens to be related to
Kevin and Roxanne English.
Yeah. I asked him after the last time the Ordiggers were here if he ever asked Uncle Kevin or Darren for any basketball advice, and I don't see him that much, was his response.
And, of course, the Englert brothers were from Geraldine, where Hayden is from.
So 17:45 left and no score. Still no score.
Oh, great pass.
Belich with the rebound and a little dish off to Williams, and we finally have a basket. Played 2.5 minutes without one.
Not the basket I wanted necessarily, but
Haverfield's turnaround three is no good. You're with the rebound for the Diggers with a 2-point lead, 17:05 left to play. Belich, nice move to the basket. Can't finish, though.
I think Grayson Nelson may have grazed that one. No shot. They're going to call it on the ground, but he is fouled.
He had a nice move to the basket, though.
That's Dixon.
So we've got two teams. One scores 85 points a game, leads the Frontier. The other scores 75, and we played almost 3 minutes, and it's 2-0. Oh, no. Finally, the Bulldogs score.
And Michael Haverfield didn't even turn around to look to see if it rolled in. He knew it was dropping
Love
in.
those old finger roll shots.
Yeah.
2-2. That's our score with 16:22 left to play. First half. Bulldogs and Orediggers. Orediggers right now top seeded in the Frontier Conference standings.
Oh, good pass. Dropped off to Ure.
Ure broke free. Had the easy one, and the Diggers up 4-2. And I know you've said this before, when you're playing a team like the Orediggers, you just want to keep it close.
I think so.
Don't give them anything extra. Adato.
Hayden Dickens is a fine player, but he's overmatched trying to go one-on-one with Adato.
Jackson Berkeley is checking into the lineup for the first time. The sophomore from Billings. And some Ordigger substitutions about ready to come in. Oh,
nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Chrisham Dixon.
Cam Lawrence and Keely Baker are on their way in.
Haverfield's three rims out, and Orediggers with the rebound. Ordigger defense is doing a good job of allowing the Bulldogs only one shot per trip. They're controlling the boards. Williams misses it, and Stepney with the rebound for the Bulldogs, trailing 6-4 against Montana Tech. Bethel's turnaround jumper ties the game up. And it's 6-6. 14:29 left to play in the first half.
Pitcher also looks like he's going to go in and play for the Bulldogs. Oh, he got called for traveling. He was about to get clocked by Grayson Nelson.
And, you know, we haven't seen much of Grayson this year, but I tell you, the few minutes he played just now,
now
he contributed.
Last time when Tech was here, Cameron Lawrence did not get to play. He had a sore foot, a sore that just didn't seem to heal. And Bake, of course.
Bulldogs on the attack, all tied at 6. Oh. High off the glass and right into the hands of Bake for the Diggers. Oh, and left wide open in the corner was no good. That was Laurent. Did they ever say where was where they couldn't figure out? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. At the time when I talked to him, he didn't know what it was.
Can you imagine what the field goal percentage is going to be for the first half?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit low here for the first few minutes.
For both teams. Christian pitcher. Fall away good. And the Bulldogs on top for the first time, 8-6. 13 minutes left to play.
I believe Bake out of Fairfield, I think they won a state championship. They were getting ready to play on Saturday when COVID shut down the state tournament. So Fairfield was a co-champion, I think.
And Bake gets the layup, ties the game up at 8, and we have timeout. From the Stroud Gymnasium, our score is tied at 8 on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Located right here in Dillon, Montana, the Andrus Hotel is registered in the Historic Hotels of America. Whether you're staying for the weekend or the whole week, whether you're working or playing, the Andrus Hotel puts you in the midst of southwest Montana with spacious and refined accommodations. Kick your feet up and relax at the Andrus Hotel, a proud sponsor of Bulldog Athletics, located at 33 South Idaho Street.
Well, 12:40 remaining in the first half. All tied at 8, and Quincy Taylor is checking into the Bulldogs lineup. And Berkeley, well, Berkeley's been in for a couple possessions, doesn't he?
Looked like Jalen Stepney was sliding into second base and got tagged.
And we've got another timeout.
That didn't take long.
Wow. Okay. Well, 10 seconds have gone by, but it's still 8-8, 12:27 remaining in the first half. And back with more after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
We all have different checking styles and financial goals, and the Bank of Commerce offers 5 different styles of personal checking accounts. Each has features and options specific to your needs. Do you own a business? If so, you don't need to maintain a large balance just because you're a business owner. At the Bank of Commerce, all accounts are treated the same, with accuracy, with great care, and with the utmost privacy. The Bank of Commerce, a proud sponsor of Bulldogs Athletics, is located at 110 South Idaho Street, right here in Dillon, Montana. What does a scholarship mean to Montana Western students? It means getting into education without being burdened with excessive debt. It means being thankful for the generosity of others so you can follow your dream. And it means paying it forward one day when you have the capacity to make a difference. So thank you for supporting scholarships, programs, and students at Montana Western. If you'd like to learn more about supporting Montana Western, contact the UMW Foundation at 406-683-7305.
Bulldogs put the ball in play. Taylor with the ball, setting things up. Also back into the lineup for Montana Western, Tolson. And...
well, now that ball could have gone... yeah, that had to have been kicked.
That happened fast. 8-8 the score. It's been an ice cold night as far as shooting goes for both teams.
Nice passing.
Bake open for the 3 in the wing. He misses it. And pitcher high in the air for the rebound. I think there's lids on both baskets. Tolson works his way inside, tries to find an opening, and he draws a foul.
And that's
when do you start counting for 3 seconds? Because he was in there a long time.
If he's making a move towards the basket, it's all right. But I don't think he can stay in there
forever.
No. If he's making an offensive move, going to the basket, there's no count.
So Tolson gets free throw number 1.
And Deacons has to go to the bench. That's 2 fouls early in the ball game for him.
Stepney checks out.
Okay, Kay was in there for a little bit, and he's back on the bench.
Oh, got 1 out of 2. And Bulldogs lead by 1, 9-8.
That's Deaton with the rebound.
Bake against Tolson, almost loses it. Dixon, now Bake open on the other side. This one also not good. And here comes Quincy Taylor setting things up for the Bulldogs. Oh, into pitcher. Yeah. Doesn't get the basket, but draws the foul. That's a nice pass.
Yes, there's just a who'd they call that on? They called it on Dixon. That's a mismatch when he's up against pitcher because of not only the size, but a little bit of that quickness.
Ooh.
That fell off his hand funny, didn't it?
Yeah.
Caleb Velich back in.
Free throw shooting is not the art it used to be. He missed them both. Ure has it, and here come the Diggers, trailing by 1, 9-8. Deedon is also into the Ore Digger lineup.
Deedon and Lawrence, they both played at Hellgate. Oh.
And finally, the Ore Diggers score a point. They'd gone ice cold for several possessions. That basket by Deedon gives the Diggers back the lead. It's 10-9, and we're approaching the halfway point of half number 1. Haverfield's 3 attempt, no good. Belich with the defensive board. Here come the Diggers running. Nice move to the basket is no good.
Oh, looks like pitcher.
Pitcher, I believe, yeah.
Got to block out.
Deedon. I asked this already, is there a lid on the basket? Is there a lid on both baskets?
Pitcher goes to the bench. Adedo back in.
He missed them both. But the Diggers got the offensive board. And guess who got the basket?
You got to block out.
So Deedon missed 2 free throws, but he made up for it by making a basket. And it's 12-9, and a turnover by the Bulldogs that gives the Ore Diggers a chance to add to their lead. But they won't do it that way. Belich tried to find Ure, and it went out about. Actually, Michael Reagan, the Dillon Tribune photographer, was wide open underneath the basket. You think that's who he was going for?
Levi Torgerson in. He's a 5'9" freshman out of Great Falls. He got to play quite a little bit in that ball game the last time Tech was here.
Adedo inside and loses it, and then loses it again. Good defense by Michael Ure results in a Bulldog turnover.
Adedo just needs to go to the basket. Oh, that one he may have caught one in the eye. Michael Ure bent over. Did he?
Contact, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a contact lens. Jackson Berkeley. Sorry about that.
OKK comes back into the Tech lineup, and we'll have a chance for Michael Ure to work with the athletic trainers.
See if they've got some contact solution.
Lawrence, and it's a 14-9. So what was a really, really tight game has broken open, but then the Bulldogs have been outscored 6-1.
It's early.
Berkeley to Haverfield. Haverfield's working in.
It's double teamed right away. That's a good move by OKK.
Good defense by Togerson, too. He wasn't given an inch, and he gives up a little bit in height.
Yeah, he's 5'9", and Haverfield's 6'4".
Adedo, Bulldog basket.
He simply goes to the basket. There's none of that fooling around.
Trying to be fancy?
Yeah, just go to the basket. You're stronger than most of the players here.
14-11, Ore Diggers lead. 8:22 left to play first half.
Gonna count that one, isn't he?
Lawrence with 2.
And the foul is on Abby Adedo, his first.
Pitcher comes back in the lineup, and Adedo will take a break. Misses a free throw. 16-11 the score. Orediggers lead. Lawrence is a 74% free throw shooter. The way both teams are shooting, well,
until then, Michael Haverfield with that three-pointer.
16-14 Orediggers.
Out that one.
Okeke gets the basket, draws the foul, and steps to the free throw line for the traditional three-point play. Okeke, 6'7" junior from Damien High School, Rancho, always like to say this, Cucamonga, California. Transferred to Montana Tech from Carroll College. Oh, Bulldogs tipped it right into the hands of the Orediggers. Belich with the three and hits it.
There's a 6-point play, really, on two shots.
21-14, what was just a 2-point lead by the Orediggers has now stretched out to 7 with, as what Mike said, that 6-point play. Haverfield's three is up and no good. Pitcher with the rebound, though, for the Bulldogs. To Stepney. Stepney open, Bethel in the wing, no good, and it hits the top of...
Yeah, and it hit the shot clock, didn't it?
I think so, yeah. (21-14) Orediggers. We're at the 7-minute mark of the first half.
Yeah, it's on Michael Haverfield. That's his.
And we have a timeout on the court. Patrick Wilson does not like the call, wants a little explanation from the officials. But we'll take a break right now with 6:52 left to play in the first half. It is Montana Tech 21, Montana Western 14. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Fans, be sure to check out Big Time Sportswear and Design right here in Dillon. Big Time has hats, shirts, sweatshirts, and athletic gear for all sports fans. Big Time can make signs and posters, create embroidery and vinyl, all to help you show your support for your favorite teams. Big Time is located at 20 East Glendale Street in Dillon. Big Time Sportswear and Design, a proud sponsor of Montana Western Athletics. Who else is playing today in the conference?
There's some other teams.
Yeah, other teams.
Do you want me to be more specific?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, Carroll College is at Rocky, and Northern is at Providence. On Saturday, the season winds down with Western at Rocky, Tech at Providence, and Northern at Carroll College, and then it's Frontier Conference tournament time. Thursday, February 29th through Saturday, March 2nd at the Four Seasons Arena in Great Falls. Hopefully that cleared up any...
Yeah, there's no question now.
I like, being inquisitive is a good trait. .6:45 left to play, first half. And an offensive foul is called on Okeke. A little chatter going on there between the players. You think the Tech players are asking the Western players where the best place it is
to
eat after the game?
No.
Foul away. All of a sudden the whistles are blowing quite regularly.
The foul's on Levi Togason.
Freshman from Great Falls High School, Great Falls, Montana. Bethel's free throw is up and good. 21-15, Orediggers. He gets them both, and the Ordigger lead trimmed to 5. 21-16, 6:25 left to play.
We just threw that one away. That was, I think Jackson Berkeley caused that. He kind of held his ground, and the receiver couldn't go anyplace.
Well, that sends Okeke to the bench. Keely Bake checks into the lineup for the Diggers, 5'11" guard, and as Mike said, from Fairfield, Montana. Yeah, that was wacky that year when COVID hit. It ended a lot of potential championships. Berkeley puts up the three, not good, and Yore with a little extracurricular I got the ball move.
Oh, yeah, too fast for Berkeley.
Williams with the layup. Williams averages 16 points a game, and he's a 36% shooter from three-point line. That's not bad.
Oh, good defense.
Oh, here comes an Ordigger. Oh!
Asa Williams with the high flying double-handed dunk.
Picked up the loose ball, chucked it, threaded the needle to Asa Williams, and Asa Williams finished with a boom.
Now it's getting to be a track meet, and Coach Jensen needs, they score here, I think call a timeout.
9-point Ordigger lead, 25-16 with 5 minutes left to play.
Somebody needs to come help him.
Your shot was no good. Pitcher with the board for the Bulldogs. Haverfield, the pitcher open for the three. Hard and doesn't get it. Rebound controlled by Deedon.
We've going to have an injury timeout, I think. Asa Williams may have lost a contact there. That might be an equipment replacement. I'm not sure it's an injury timeout.
Well, that used to be a thing in the trainer's kit. They didn't have that, the solvent and whatever. Now you almost wonder why they don't have it. I see our buddy Alan Welsing has left the building. That's unusual. Hope he's feeling okay. Bake with the ball for the Diggers, leading by 9, 25-16.
Haverfield on the bench and Quincy Taylor in for the Bulldogs. Oh.
Deedon was expecting a foul.
Oh, Bake took him right to the basket.
No fear from that young man.
Nope.
Remember, that's how Josh Keller used to play the game,
yes,
too. He didn't care if the guys were 5 or 6 inches taller than he was.
Okay, that foul was on Christian Pitcher, his second.
Deedon, a little gimpy. He's going to take a break on the bench along with Michael Ure for the Orediggers. Okeke back into the Digger lineup. And who else came in? Belich. Free throw missed. 25-16.
Caden Tolson in for the Dogs.
Stepney to Bethel. Taylor inside to Adado, and he draws the foul. Okeke is going to be the guilty party.
Catches the ball, goes directly to the basket. Good things happen.
Remember when you had to raise your hand when you were committed a foul. If you didn't, you got a technical.
Yeah, that's no longer the case. It was embarrassing, by the way.
To have to raise your hand?
Keith Handlos, of course, played at Ennis, and he would go in 2 or 3 minutes and have 4 fouls. That's a lot of hand waving.
According to some of his former teammates, there wasn't much hand waving.
Adado gets them both.
And it's 25-18. The lead is trimmed to 7. Bethel with the steal. And he puts the stuff in.
And very quickly a timeout call
by the Orediggers. What was a 9-point lead has dwindled to a 5-point lead. It's Tech 25, Western 20. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Farmers Union Insurance, led by Judy Searing, has you covered for auto, home, commercial, ATVs, farm, ranch, and even workman's comp. Let their experienced team help you with all your insurance needs. Farmers Union Insurance here in Dillon. Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan is dedicated to providing quality services and products to its customers, all the while remaining financially strong and adding value to the quality of life in the communities they serve. Pioneer Federal is a proud sponsor of Montana Western and all Bulldog athletics.
I'm sure glad you were reading that commercial when what just happened.
Did somebody fall?
Well, they missed her.
Oh.
They caught her just before. I thought it was pretty good athleticism myself.
Yeah, that ball just got away from him. Caleb Belich picked off for that two-handed dunk.
Bake will bring things down, set things up for Montana Tech, leading 25-20. 3 minutes left to play. 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Low-scoring affair. Shot is no good by Lawrence. It went everywhere around the rim except through it. Adado to the basket, no good, but Bethel high for the rebound, doesn't get it. Stepney had a tip back and it didn't fall, and finally Belich controlled. Williams will put up the three and hit the three.
Caleb Tolson thought he had a steal.
28-20 now. Orediggers lead. We are approaching 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Tolson shot no good, or no, that was Quincy Taylor shot no good. That lid that was on the Bulldog basket earlier, it's back on. Bulldogs cannot buy a basket. Okeke inside, little 5-footer falls, and the Digger lead is 10. 30-20. 1:43 left to play first half.
Hayden Deakins is stealing some minutes. He has those 2 fouls, and he's been on the bench, and his team has opened up a 10-point lead.
Another missed shot by the Bulldogs, and another one shot allow by the Digger defense. They are controlling the boards. Almost stolen away by Stepney. Oh, and Okeke wide open. Nobody playing defense that time around.
And Bake saw him.
And it's a 12-point Ordigger lead. Okay, or Odedo finally gets a basket for the Bulldogs. Under a minute left to play. It's a 10-point Ordigger lead, 32-22. Lawrence gets the layup, and he drew the foul, so he'll have a 3-point play.
Michael Haverfield back in for the Bulldogs, and so is Jackson Berkeley.
Bethel will check out, and Tolson will check out for Montana Western.
Tolson's first foul, but it's the 8th for the Dogs.
So he completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and it's a 13-point Ordigger lead, under 30 seconds left to play in the first half.
I think somebody's going to drive to the bucket because they brought Odedo way out, bringing the big post player from Tech way out.
Stepney with the 3.
Oh, Berkeley stole it. Jackson Berkeley stole the inbound pass, tossed up a shot, missed it, but...
So after one half of basketball, it is Montana Tech 35, Montana Western 25. We'll be back with more on the
thing that I look forward to seeing is just the smile on everyone's faces the day it's done. And that doesn't matter, football, track, anybody on this campus, anybody in this town, the smile on people's faces is going to impact everyone. And it's going to bring new faces to the community, and a lot of people are going to have something to be proud of. And I'm really excited to see the smile on everyone's faces, including myself, my family, everyone that's been with me for my journey. I'm really excited for everyone to get to see this new built stadium that Bulldogs for generations are going to get to play on.
My name is Matt Allen. I'm the Director of Admissions at the University of Montana Western. Montana Western is the only U.S. public institution in the country that operates on a block scheduling model called Experience One. Instead of your semester looking like this in a traditional system, the block schedule at Montana Western looks like this. This innovative approach allows students to really focus on one homework area, have one final, communicate with one professor. More importantly, there's one professor communicating with that class. The big difference between Montana Western and other institutions is that our students typically have 2 to 3 years of experience in their field of study. And it's experience that employers and grad schools are looking for. And like I said, it's experience that a lot of college students don't typically have at that point in time in their academic career. Student success is our top priority, so our faculty and staff are here to help students through their entire student experience.
He even took me in the cooler.
We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium, and we're going to take another break, but we're going to entertain you. And just hearing silence, we're going to give you a chance to listen to our Barkin' with the Dog segment. And then we'll be back with halftime stats and more on the Bulldog Sport.
All right, we're back on Bulldog Shorts with Isabella Lund, a women's basketball player here at Montana Western, and this is your first time on the pod. How's it feel?
Very nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking. That's okay. This is a safe space. We just talk about Bulldog athletics. We'll get you out there. So how's basketball season going? Senior day is coming up, and how do you feel about that? It's Montana Tech. They got us last time we were home, so are you excited for this game?
Yeah, definitely. I really like playing Tech, actually. It's one of my favorite teams to play.
I agree.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully we get revenge on them.
You know, I I think that sometimes it's easier to get revenge in basketball than a lot of other sports, and a lot of things can go right. I think there'll be a lot of fans there for that game. And how does this season compare to last year? New coach, obviously. So what has it been like going from being a freshman? Did you play as much last year as you did this year? About equal amounts, probably. So what's been the biggest difference from last season to this season? Obviously, new teammates, new coaches. So,
I mean, a lot of it's changed, but like we do the same stuff in practice. The main thing actually is having a house. Like not being in the dorms is so nice.
Yeah, being in a house is nice. You have a lot. You feel like you have a lot more free time when you can just go home and relax. You don't have to go to the CAF and things like that. So, what about on the court has been the biggest difference for you as a player?
Geez, I don't know. I feel like I'm the same all the time.
I feel like you're a little faster.
You think so?
I think so. Maybe a little meaner. Maybe a little more comfortable.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe a little bit more, but I don't know.
Were you a high scorer in high school? Or was...
Yeah. I mean, me and this other... We had 5 girls that came. We played the same... Like, we played AAU together for our whole life, and they all went to the same high school. So, I mean, we all pretty much scored, but I was still... I don't know. I just love playing defense. So
I think everyone would agree on that. Yeah. It's really fun to watch. So you're from Tumwater, Washington, right? Mm-hmm. So how big is the high school there? How big is that? It's not very big. Is it 2A, right?
2A, but I don't know if Montana does it the same.
Yeah, so 2A for us would probably be like Class A, I'm assuming. I'm from Class B, so I graduated with like 40 kids. So like how many kids did you graduate with?
Definitely more than that. Probably like 200.
Oh, so that's like Class A for us. Class A, middle class, AA. So what made you choose Western?
I just don't like Washington.
You just don't like Washington.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
okay.
it's
you
pretty,
can say
but
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Montana is more of a place for me. So
it's great. I love Montana. So you have 2 years left after this. What's possible after college? Are you going to stay in Montana then and work? What's your degree?
Well, I actually can get my degree by the end of this year. And from there, I think I'm just going to get a teaching degree to get another degree. But then, I don't know, probably move back home. But I don't know where I want to live. I want to live far, far away.
Far, far away? What is far, far away?
I don't know.
Far away? New York?
No.
You don't want to live on the East Coast?
Not New York.
Iowa?
No, not Iowa. I was thinking more North Carolina.
There you go.
I liked Florida a lot when we went there.
Florida's nice. You should move to Kentucky.
Yeah, I was thinking, maybe Kentucky.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm not even kidding.
Tennessee would be fun. And there's Texas.
Yeah.
So you'd live over there. What about Alabama?
I've never been any place over there, but I definitely want to live there. I just know it.
I think it would be fun. The weather's a lot nicer, not as much snow, but then you might have to deal with tornadoes. You haven't had to deal with those. You're from Washington.
No, I mean, I've seen sand or tornadoes.
Those are not the same. I am deathly afraid of tornadoes, so I will not be moving anywhere there. So this was fun to talk to you and get to know you. Maybe you should come on and do a full podcast one of these times. Maybe. Sound good? Maybe. All right. That's it for Bulldog Shorts.
We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. It is halftime with the Ore Diggers leading the Bulldogs 35-25. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Miller. Coach, how about stats?
Well, as you said, the score here at halftime, 35-25, Montana Tech over Montana Western. Neither team is lighting up the scoreboard. And boy, that first 3 minutes of the game was very, very low scoring. The big key for Tech is they have 19 points off the bench, but when you bring in guys like Lawrence, Deedon, and Okeke, you're going to get a lot of points off the bench. Their team was led by Asa Williams, 9 points. He was 4 out of 6 from the field and 1 out of 2 from the three-point line. The Diggers were 1 out of 6 from the free throw line. 16 of 32 from the field for 50%. 2 out of 9 for the from the three-point line for 22%. And they out-rebounded the Bulldogs 26-17. And Keely Bake off the bench didn't score, but he leads the team in assists with 3. For the Bulldogs, they did not have a lot of scoring off the bench, just 3 points. They were led by Abiadedo with 8 points. He was 3 of 5 from the field and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And then Jalen Stepney had 5 points, as did Michael Haverfield. Kevin Bethel had 4. The Bulldogs were 9 of 20 for 30% from the field, 2 of 11 for just a dismal 18% from the three-point line, and they were 5 of 8 for 63% from the free throw line. The leading rebounder was Jalen Stepney. He's got 4, and they're not handing out the assists quite like Montana Tech did. So again, that 19 points off the bench is big for Montana Tech. Turnovers 7 for Tech and 4 for Montana Western. Both teams have 8 fouls, and I'll tell you what, Hayden Deacons got to 2 early fouls, sat on the bench for most of that first half. He's going to be fired up and ready to go, and he's going to be a lot fresher than any of the leading Bulldogs players.
Well, they pulled him pretty early, though.
Yeah, yep. So again, with 5:35 to go here in the halftime, it's 35-25. Montana Tech leading Montana Western.
Well, we got some time to kill. Are you taking requests?
Yes. Yeah. I'm assuming you want me to sing "It's Only Make Believe" by Conway Twitty.
No, I was kind of hoping you'd tell me some more stuff of Bulldog sponsors.
You are such a coward. A Montana native, Jill Gannon-Nagel, understands that hard work yields good results, and she's committed to putting in the extra work each client deserves. The law offices of Jill Gannon-Nagel provide service to clients in all areas of the law while primarily focusing on criminal defense, family law, estate planning, and litigation. Visit jgnlawoffice.com for more information. The Bulldog Club is the official fundraising arm of the University of Montana Western's athletic department. The Bulldog Club supports more than 200 student athletes who compete in 12 NAIA sports each year. Join today to help contribute to the future successes of Bulldog athletics. You can sign up online or by sending a check to Bulldog Athletic UMW Foundation at 710 South Atlantic.
Okay, well, once again, around where's my sheet here? Remember, the Frontier Conference tournament begins February 29th in Great Falls, and all kinds of seeding and everything else needs to take place. Montana Tech and Carroll, they're not automatically the number 1 and 2 seeds yet. I'm pretty sure that'll be all decided. But I was going to take a longer break, but I don't think we have to. You talked through 3 minutes.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience 1, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course. is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
Yep.
Because they went through.
One thing that I look forward to seeing is just the smile on everyone's faces the day it's done, and that doesn't matter football, track, anybody on this campus, anybody in this town. The smile on people's faces is going to impact everyone, and it's going to bring new faces to the community, and a lot of people are going to have something to be proud of. And I'm really excited to see the smile on everyone's faces, including myself, my family, everyone that's been with me for my journey. I'm really excited for everyone to get to see this new built stadium that Bulldogs for generations are going to get to play on.
Is going to be at the Four Seasons
So Lawrence getting set to come into the lineup, and they're taking Deacons out now. And gets a mild scolding from Adam Hyatt.
Okay, it's not as mild now.
Williams high for the Orediger rebound. Dixon quickly down court to Belich. Belich drives the lane and lays it up and in. Back to a 10-point lead for the Diggers. 37-27, 17:53 left to play.
That's an off it. Yeah. That's Kevin Bethel's first foul. He's played well all through the ball game.
I've seen a lot of offensive fouls both in the men's game and women's game.
Yeah.
You're working against Adado. Ball around jumper's no good, and Adado clears the boards. Here come the Bulldogs, trailing by 10. Berkeley puts up the three and hits it.
Oh, my.
That should have been a 4-point play. I think they call that, in Caitlin Clark circles, the logo three. 37-30 Orediggers. Very, very low-scoring game.
Muir got the rebound, put it right back up.
And it's 9-point lead, 39-30. Very low scoring because it's wacky. These are the two of the more higher scoring teams in the Frontier, including the Orediggers, which average 85
points.
They're going to have one heck of a second half to get to 85. Haverfield's floater doesn't fall, and Haverfield hits the deck, and he's helped up by Dixon, but they call a foul
on Abby Adado. That's his third. Belich going back to the bench, and out comes Deacons.
From the corner, Lawrence, and he hits the three.
Yeah, and remember, he didn't play in the last game here. He's added that firepower to the Tech juggernaut.
He's a 42% three-pointer, too.
Oh, he held it, got fouled, and it went in.
So Haverfield's basket.
And that's...
Dixon checks out, and Bake checks back in the Orediger lineup. Haverfield completes the three-point play, and it's a 9-point Orediger lead, 42-33. Williams almost loses the ball. Deacons against Berkeley, and Berkeley wins that one. Adado pulls the rebound right out of the hands of Lawrence. Bethel, I don't know if that ball got tipped because it sure didn't have good direction on it.
Bake went right to the basket. That's a...
Let's see now. That is
Adado with the block.
5'11" versus
6'6".
Yeah.
Fair.
I think Keeley Bake has a T-shirt that says "No Fear."
Yeah. And we're going to have a timeout.
15:20 left to play in our ball game. It is Montana Tech 42, Montana Western 33. And we'll be back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Montana Western would like to take this opportunity to thank Allegiance, your benefits at work. With over 35 years of experience, the Allegiance family of companies has earned a reputation for quality, service.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience One, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
Leading 42-33, and they've got the ball.
Underneath their own basket. Well, you know, when Bake had his shot blocked out of bounds, last taught by Adado, but Deacons, whose presence had been quiet because of the foul situation, gets right back in it again with a basket, and it stretches the lead to 11 and comes up with a steal. Now he backs up, lets the offense set. Belich open for the three, misses the three. And the rebound to the Bulldogs. Adado drives in, no good. And was that OKK?
I think so, and that's his third. So Adado goes to the free throw line for two.
He gets the first of two free throws. Quincy Taylor soon will check in, and does check in. And Kevin Bethel will take a seat. Adado gets both free throws and trims the Ordigger lead back to single digits, 44-35, 14-38 left to play.
Your offense is not scoring. Your defense has got to stop the other team from scoring. It's the only way they can get into the ball, stay in the ball game.
Bulldogs doing a good job right now. Deacons drives in against Pitcher. Turnaround jumper off the backboard is good. Boy, they milked a lot of clock and then had the play set up.
He's quite the athlete.
46-35 Diggers. 13:56 left to play.
Look, Javen Stepney, his fake put Bake right onto the floor. All for naught.
Belich gets the 10-footer, and it's 48-35. So Ordigger's starting to spread the lead a little wider against the Bulldogs. Haverfield helps a little bit with a 5-footer floater that falls. 48-37 Diggers. 13:20 left to play. Belich turnaround jumper is good. A little quiet in the first half, but he's kind of warmed up a little bit.
Oh, you can never worry about him. He'll get hot.
50-37.
Oh, now we've got a foul. Maybe.
Okay. And that'll, you said 4? That's on.
It's on Lawrence. Cam Lawrence, his second.
And we have another timeout. So with timeout on the floor, it's Montana Tech 50, Montana Western 37. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, they are there to help you protect what matters most in life. From life insurance for you and your family to insurance for your farm, your ranch, your home, or your autos, Julie Bramlett and her team can customize your coverage to fit your specific needs. They can also help you develop a comprehensive plan to help you achieve your goals for the future. Farm Bureau Financial Services, located at 221 East Reader, right here in Dillon. And you know, these banks and these financial businesses, they help support the Beaverhead County Spelling Bee. They each donate a little bit of money for trophies, for getting the kids to the state spelling bee. And this year we had a great spelling bee. Little kid from the middle school won, and then we had 3 runners-up. So each of them got a little bit of money and a little bit of a prize. I want to wish our county spelling bee champion the best of luck when he goes to Bozeman for the Treasure State Spelling Bee.
Didn't you
March.
say you couldn't spell the words that he spelled to
Oh,
win?
no.
How old is a spelling bee? It's got to be one of the oldest competitions.
In the Treasure State Bee, I believe, is in its 51st year. I'm not sure, but Quincy Taylor, I almost said Quincy Jones with that putback.
Quincy probably loved to have his money. Deacons, floater, no good, and rebound controlled by Taylor of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs trailing 50-39, and Taylor, another nice move to the basket. Sliced through the butter of the Tech defense and scored, and it's 50-41, Montana Tech. Shot is up and good by Lawrence. Hits the 3.
He's about a 42% three-point shooter. I'd take that.
Didn't hit anything but net either. 53-41. It's a 12-point Ordigger lead. Oh, what a pass by Quincy Taylor.
The backdoor cut by Michael Haverfield.
We got to ask Quincy if he was a quarterback in high school.
Lawrence driving, and it looks like Stepney has got the foul. That's his second.
Dixon also checking into the lineup, and Bake and Belich will check out for the Ordiggers.
No, I think Belich is just going there to kick the ball in.
10-point lead for the Ordiggers, 53-43. Belich's shot is no good, and Lawrence had the offensive rebound and putback, didn't get the basket, but he was fouled, so he'll step to the free throw line.
You know, that was almost basket interference because somebody's hand was in that net, and that rim bounced. Not that he was going to make the shot, but
Lawrence is a 74% free throw shooter. Gets number 1. He'll get another. Both teams with 5 fouls. He gets them both, and the Ordigger lead back to 12, 55-43. Pitcher works his way in, little floater, and it falls right over the top of Michael Ure, and it's a 10-point Ordigger lead. We're approaching the halfway mark of this half.
Oh,
Belich wide open, and there was nobody around him.
Who's supposed to come out and take him?
Little 10-footer falls, and
I think he was surprised he was that open.
57-45. Taylor, another nifty move by Quincy Taylor, and that prompts head coach Patrick Jensen to, I want to talk about this. So, 10:27 left to play. It's Montana Tech 57, Montana Western 47. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
At Shepherd's Garage, the founding philosophy is simple. They strive to offer the best possible selection, service, quality, and value in order to build the respect and the loyalty of their customers. With shops in both Dillon and Jackson, Shepherd's Garage values the long-term relationships they have established with their customers. Shepherd's Garage, a staple in Beaverhead County for only over 70 years.
So Orediggers will put the ball in play. No Bulldog pressure as the Diggers cross the timeline. Williams drives in and draws the foul. I'm thinking by the expression on his face, Christian Pitcher is the culprit.
Which, is it his third?
Yep. That sends Asa Williams to the free throw line. And Mr. Williams is a 72% free throw shooter. Scared everybody, that one. It took a while to drop through. Belly checks out of the lineup, and Okeke comes back into the Oredigger lineup. He gets them both, and the Oredigger lead is back to 12. 59-47. Ten minutes left to play in our game. Pitcher's shot is up and no good. And the Diggers control. And you know, Mike, the way the Diggers are putting up points all of a sudden, they could get to their average. Lots of time with 10 minutes on the clock. Ure loses the ball off, and Bethel gets called for the foul. Kind of a late whistle, too.
Yeah, the ball was already recovered. You know, you could probably call a foul on almost every play in the low post.
Just like you could call holding on every play in football. It's just who's better at it than not to be seen.
Oh, forgot to tell Michael Haverfield that he was being replaced.
So they were going to try and see if they'd get 6 against 5. If that'd work or not. So Ure gets free throw number 1. And number 2. Successful trip to the free throw line, and the Oredigger lead back to 12. Back to 14 actually. 61-47. Berkeley puts up the 3, no good. Asa Williams with the rebound. Thought he was fouled.
Berkeley doesn't let that ball sit on his hands very long, does he?
Berkeley, nice defense from the other side, just tipped the ball right out of Ure's hand as he was going up for the shot. Berkeley puts up another 3. This is an air ball.
Ure's going to go to the sideline. Belich back in for the Diggers.
Started out at Montana State, but didn't have fun. So he transferred to the school where his dad had a pretty stellar career, Jeff Belich, to Montana Tech.
And usually Jeff Belich would be on the bench over there working as an assistant
I
coach.
think he's in the stands as a parent.
Oh, nice pass by Jones, or Quincy Taylor. Somebody holding
You say
there.
Quincy Jones?
Yes, I think I did. Jalen.
I would say, is he here too?
Asa Williams with his third foul.
That's kind of deceptive when you look at the numbers up there, and they're both single digits. Kevin Bethel, free throw number 1. So he gets 1 out of 2, and the Ordigger lead remains 12, 61-48. Michael Haverfield getting set to come back into the Bulldog lineup. And Dixon, wow, nice move. He just went against the big front of the Bulldog defense and laid it up and in.
Backdoor cut.
Nice
pass.
Kevin Bethel, that was pretty. 63-50, Ordiggers. 8 minutes left to play. Okeke from the wing, now he's going to take a move inside. Little 5-footer doesn't fall, and Stepney comes away with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Open on the wings, Berkeley with a missed 3, and the ball just, it was almost like Asa Williams needed to be about 4 inches taller.
I'm thinking if that is the framed jersey for Michael Haverfield there on the up against the wall, I might move that.
Put it behind Mr. Filing over there.
Because Filing did have to help the guy get up. Yeah, it gave him a little knee as he went by. And now, that's 4 fouls for Asa Williams.
He got him quick, too. Lawrence checking back into the lineup for the Ordiggers, and Mr. Williams taking a seat on the bench. Stepney gets the front side of the 1-and-1. And the backside. And he'll check out after 2 points, and it's back to an 11-point lead by the Ordiggers, 63-52, 7:20 left to play.
The Bulldogs really got to be thinking about stops.
Lawrence drives in, misses the shot, and Yor collects the rebound and the putback. A lot of bumping inside there. I think that was almost a case you could have blown the whistle either way. 65-52. Quincy Taylor from the wing, no good. And here come the Diggers again. They're only allowing the Bulldogs 1 shot per possession. Roughly, every once in a while the Bulldogs pull off an offensive rebound. 6:30 left to play. Belich puts up the 3, in and out, no good, and Nadedo with the rebound for Montana Western. Bethel brings it across the timeline. Bethel to Nadedo, he'll put up the 3, in and out, and no good.
And as you said before, Tech is limiting the Bulldogs to just 1 shot per possession. That, to me, that indicates that Hyatt is really working hard on that defense, blocking out. He's not giving up in the offensive rebounds.
Yours turnaround jumper is no good. And Deacons just stole the ball right out of a Bulldog's hands, and Bake tries a 3 and misses it. Adato to Taylor. Almost lost the ball, but
He called called him a flop, and it's a technical foul. Both teams have been warned on that, and Ure doesn't argue too much. He's got a bit of a smile on his face. So Adato, yeah, he can have anybody he wants shoot that one. Technical foul.
What they do want to do is have a timeout.
Yep.
5:17 left to play. Orediggers 65, Bulldogs 52. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
At Flying S Title and Escrow, their philosophy is simple. Since their beginning in 1905, they have been land title protectors by ensuring that you have clear ownership rights to your home and your land. Flying S Title and Escrow, a proud sponsor of Montana Western Athletics. 5:17, the Bulldogs just need to explode here, and they haven't done that yet.
The Ordigger, you were right. Adam Hyatt and Ty Miller put together one heck of a defensive game plan.
Yep.
As I remember, though, Ty Miller, when he was a Bulldog here under Steve Keller, he was a pretty good defensive player.
And he could take you outside and shoot the three-point shot a couple of times. And, of course, he has the connection to not only Western, but Dylan. His mother is
Carol Barnes
is a Beaverhead County High School graduate, and his grandmother ran the bookstore and worked a little bit in the business office.
Was a pretty good actress, too.
Yes.
Did a lot. Weren't you in a couple of plays with her?
I was in the Glass Menagerie as Tom, and she portrayed my mother.
So Haverfield makes the one free throw, and the Bulldogs now a little full court pressure. Deacons has it.
Very wisely hold the ball. The way the Bulldogs have been scoring, Tech may not have to score again.
5 minutes left to play. 5 minutes.
They're certainly going to, but that's on
so
Quincy
Bellich
Taylor.
Will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1, and he's a pretty good free throw shooter. So I'm guessing an 87% free throw shooter, he's going to get 2 trips to the line.
I think that you're supposed to run out there a little faster to clean up that perspiration on the floor.
I think we have someone filling in. I'm not sure if that's even I think that's the new track coach.
You think?
She looks like she could be a student when you meet her. I could be wrong. I was wrong once last year, too. Bellich gets them both.
I've never been wrong. I mean, I thought I was once, but I was mistaken. Not wrong.
Right, right. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
67-53, Orediggers. Bulldogs with the ball. Turnaround shot by Adato. Falls. And it's 67-55. Orediggers. 4:30 left to play. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the ball game. Deacons went for the shot and just had it tipped right out of his hands, and so the Bulldogs on the attack.
I think you better have a little hurry up in your offense here. Oh, go to the basket. You're 89% free throw shooter.
12-point Ordigger lead, 67-55.
And now you're at 3:30 almost.
So you think Williams is going to spend the rest of the game on the bench?
An offensive foul on Lawrence, his third. And the Bulldogs need a couple of more of those. Looks like we're having a timeout.
Okay, 3:30 left to play. Montana Tech 67, Montana Western 55. Back with more on the Bulldog Sports Network.
The University of Montana Western Foundation would like to take this opportunity to say thank you. Your contributions to education extend far beyond the classroom, and your philanthropic spirit will impact generations to come. It's incredible what individuals can achieve with the right inspiration and support, and that would not be possible without you. So thank you for making a difference in the lives of Montana Western students. All right, let's see if Patrick Jensen is going to come up with a trapping zone defense, or is he going to go man-to-man? He's got to hurry and get the ball back. 12-point lead with 3.5 minutes to go.
I remember in my radio sports days asking a football coach once, what were the keys to victory, to win? And he was very eloquently, in his southern drawl, said, Wally, we need to score more points than those guys. And, you know, execution is the big thing. You got to have the execution. You can set the play up, but if you don't execute it, it's for naught.
Sometimes coaches have some great answers. Pat O'Brien at Chinook, when they won the second girls basketball state championship, he was asked how it felt. He says, hey, they all feel good, but you can't win your second one without winning the first one.
That's a great quote. Stepney misses the shot.
Asa Williams high for the rebound.
And so Asa Williams is checking back into the game as we approach 3 minutes in our ball game, with the Orediggers maintaining that lead.
Haverfield's third foul, reaching in there, trying to slap the ball away.
One guy you don't want to send to the free throw line.
No. Well, they have a couple of, Keely Bake is also, he's an 84% shooter. I might have him out here pretty soon.
Belich gets the front end of the 1-and-1. And he had a little Hollywood roll on that one, but it eventually fell through. And he gets two, and the Ordigger lead is 14, 69-55. Under 3 minutes left to play as Haverfield puts up the three. Doesn't get it, scramble for the ball, and finally Williams cleans up and picks up the ball, and across the timeline come the Diggers. Belich to Williams. You think they're milking the clock, or they're just setting the offense?
Just using up as much clock as they can because, well, going to have a timeout. Yep.
Quincy Taylor lays it up and in.
We should be keeping track of timeouts because there can't be many left. When looking for Bulldog gear, there is only one stop for you to make on campus, the Montana Western Bookstore. You'll find a great selection of Bulldog sweatshirts, t-shirts, and jackets in adult, young adult, toddler, and infant sizes. Keep your head in Bulldog style with caps, hats, and winter beanies. Decorate the game room with Bulldog pennants, flags, and even a national championship banner from the 2019 women's team. Everything dogs in one convenient location on the Montana Western campus. Stop by the bookstore on the south end of campus in the Student Union building. The bookstore is open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, 2:17, all the time left on the clock. This song always makes me want to jump.
Yeah.
And thank God I have strong restraints not to do it.
So when I say jump, do you think Van Halen or Pointer Sisters?
Oh, good one.
Uh-huh. I hear that on the radio all the time.
I think I would think Van Halen first.
Yeah, me too. Okay, full court, man to man. Yeah, I don't think Michael Ure is the guy you want handling the ball. Look out.
We almost had a group of basketball players in our lap.
A 10-second violation.
We're going to jump out and protect us. Our producer, Brett Weeby, is about 5'2", 3. Oh, she's 3. And those guys, 3 or 4 were headed her direction. 69-57, a 12-point Ordigger lead with 2 minutes left in the game as Stepney puts up a shot. No good. Pitcher for the offensive rebound. Oh, and what a pass to Bethel, and Bethel wasn't ready for it.
Going to have Belich in on offense all the time.
And Keely Bake comes back in.
Free throw shooters.
Well, Bake is also a pretty good ball handler.
And smart.
We're under 2 minutes.
Reach. And that's Kevin Bethel's third foul.
And that's going to send Caleb Belich back to the free throw line. He's perfect so far, isn't he?
I don't know.
Well, with that, that's probably just to make the crowd a little bit.
He's entertaining.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
See, Bake is going to sit down. And
So offense and defense substitutions.
I think so. Belich goes to the bench. When they get the ball, the two ball handlers and the free throw shooters, they'll be back on the court if there's a dead ball.
A minute 50 left to play. And Bethel picks up the ball, crosses the timeline, off to Pitcher. Pitcher turnaround, and it falls. Nice move to the basket by Christian Pitcher. And another foul.
Michael Haverfield reaching in. You get to the point where you try to steal the inbounds pass, and if you don't, then you foul. Trying to save as many ticks on that clock.
Christian Dixon, the junior from Billings, makes the free throw. The Ordigger team is a very good free throw shooting team. I don't think they'd have any attendees at your free throw shooting camp.
No, but they could certainly
teach it.
That's right.
73-59, Ordiggers. 1:35 left to play. Michael Haverfield fouled as he gets to the basket, so he'll go to the free throw line. Jimmy Buckets.
OKK.
This is
fourth foul.
This is the last game for Jimmy Buckets in the Stroud Gymnasium. Okay, our score on the scoreboard from the Stroud Gymnasium, it is Montana Western 59, Montana Tech 73. Back We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. Both teams back out on the floor. Orediggers leading 73-59. 1:31 left to play. Michael Haverfield, the senior from Dillon, stepping up to the free throw line. He'll be shooting 2. He makes number 1.
You know, he's such a great three-point shooter. You would think he'd be a little more consistent at the free throw line, but he's a 73% shooter.
Well, I, talked to his mom, said, who needs to give him instructions? She said, I need to work with him.
Yeah. Oh. Asa Williams got away with that one and just took off.
61-75. What do they call him? Is that the party sign? Doesn't mean we're going to party now? Well, looks like it's Bulldogs ball. 1:20 all the time remaining. Orediggers in control, 75-61 lead. Haverfield's jumper is up and no good. Bethel's follow through is no good and battled for and knocked out of bounds, I believe, by the Orediggers. There was a lot of action for just 7 seconds.
Bulldogs just cannot score.
Approaching the 1 minute mark, Quincy Taylor
driving to the basket, put up a right-handed shot and was fouled, and I believe that's Okeke.
And that's foul number 5. He doesn't agree.
No.
Quincy Taylor to the free throw line.
And Coach Hyatt doing a little platooning. He'll get these free throw shooters, ball handlers back in.
Oh, Quincy Taylor misses. They can't make a basket any way they can. He gets 1 out of 2. It's 75-62. Bulldogs, 1:01 left to play. Full court pressure by the Orediggers.
Yeah, smart. He could have tossed that and all the way over to Belich. But you just take the time off the clock, 51 seconds.
I think the last games we've been to, the last 5 minutes have taken an hour and a half.
Yeah. Ooh, he missed. And I did talk to the athletic director. I believe next year the schedule is going to be at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock for those games.
Personally, I think 5 o'clock's a little early.
That's a little early for me too.
So you figure people that get off work at 5 probably want to go home, change their clothes, get something to eat, but yet they can't. They've got to come right to the game.
Grayson Nelson in.
76-62 as Bethel lays it up and in, or up and out. Nelson had the putback and it didn't fall. 35 seconds left to play. You think they're going to still foul, or they're just going to back off?
I think they're just going to back off here. I mean, they'll still play tough defense, but I don't think they're going to foul.
20 seconds left in the game. Williams going one-on-one against Quincy Taylor, and Taylor won that battle as he checked his shot away. Ure puts up the shot in and out, no good. And some acrobatic move by Quincy Taylor. He turned around, caught the ball in midair, and gave it back to the Bulldogs with 1 second, and that's it. Our final score from the Stroud Gymnasium for the 23-24 season is Montana Tech 76, Montana Western 62. We'll be back with a bit of scoring, and we'll do it after these messages on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Montana Western, our flexible schedule and focus on learning through experience are just right for your world today. Experience One, where you take one course at a time for 18 days and then move on to your next course, is designed to work for you, whether you plan to come to campus, want to stay close to home, or if you need to earn your degree while working or raising a family. And Montana Western is the most affordable university in Montana. Experience the difference, only at University of Montana Western.
One thing that I look forward to seeing is just the smile on everyone's faces the day it's done, and that doesn't matter football, track, anybody on this campus, anybody in this town. The smile on people's faces is going to impact everyone, and it's going to bring new faces to the community, and a lot of people are going to have something to be proud of. And I'm really excited to see the smile on everyone's faces, including myself, my family, everyone that's been with me for my journey. I'm really excited for everyone to get to see this new built stadium that Bulldogs for generations are going to get to play on.
My name is Matt Allen. I'm the Director of Admissions at the University of Montana Western. Montana Western is the only U.S. public institution in the country that operates on a block scheduling model called Experience One. Instead of your semester looking like this in a traditional system, the block schedule at Montana Western looks like this. This innovative approach allows students to really focus on one homework area, have one final, communicate with one professor. More importantly, there's one professor communicating with that class. The big difference between Montana Western and other institutions is that our students typically have 2 to 3 years of experience in their field of study. And it's experience that employers and grad schools are looking for. And like I said, it's experience that a lot of college students don't typically have at that point in time in their academic career. Student success is our top priority, so our faculty and staff are here to help students through their entire student experience.
We're back at the Stroud Gymnasium. We're going to wrap things up with a bit of final stats. We already know the most important one, who won, but Mike, anything jump out at you?
Well, the final score, 77-62, Montana Tech over Montana Western. The Orediggers were led in scoring by Caleb Belich. He was 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from the three-point line, and he was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Camden Lawrence had 15 points for the Diggers, and Asa Williams had 14 more. Michael Ure had 13 rebounds to lead Montana Tech. They were 28 of 62 from the field, shooting 45%, 5 of 18 from the three-point line, just 28%, and 16 of 22 from the free throw line. The Bulldogs were led in scoring by Michael Haverfield. He had 15 points. He was 5 out of 14 from the field, 1 of 7 from the three-point line, and he was a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Adedo had 14 points as well. He was 5 of 10 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And then off the bench, Quincy Taylor had 11 points. He was 5 of 8 from the field and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So the Bulldogs were 22 of 16 for 34% from the field. Not good. They were 3 of 20 from the three-point line for 15%. Not good. And they did make 15 of 20 from the free throw line. The leading rebounder for the Bulldogs, Adedo and Taylor had 6 apiece, but the Bulldogs were out rebounded 48 to 36, by Tech, and that meant giving up 12 offensive rebounds to the Orediggers. 14 assists for the Orediggers, and 4 of them came from Keely Bake off the bench, and 7 assists for the Bulldogs, and Bethel had 3 of those. Montana Tech had 27 points off the bench. Western had 21. The score was tied 4 times, and the lead changed twice. So the Bulldogs dropped to 5-9 in the conference, 12-15 overall, and Montana Tech moving towards a regular season championship. They are 13-1 and 23-44, over 23-4. So again, the final score: Montana Tech 77, Montana Western 62.
Okay, that's going to wrap things up from the Stroud Gymnasium. We want to thank everyone who has watched and listened over the course of the season. This will be our last one from the Stroud Gymnasium from the 23-24 season. I guess if we're going to see you, we're going to see you again in the fall for Bulldog football. So I'm Wally Felt along with Mike Miller and Brett Wiebe. Thanks for joining us on the Bulldog Sports Network.